Oh, look at that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. But let's be honest, you're not watching for my bolts, are you? Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So we're outside, we're in my backyard, and we are going to be working on this trailer. So with the price of everything going crazy and up and up and up, I figure why not, let's revamp this trailer here. Let's take a look and see what it actually takes to take a crusty looking trailer and turn it around. So this one is a good candidate. All the metal is solid. So the wood is about 5 years old, and I think we're just going to try and recoat it. Obviously there's some issues over there on that fender, some here. It needs wiring. All the wiring underneath needs to be redone. He might be mad that I'm going to move it. These tires are who knows how old. So I did recently put, well, I say recently, 2018, I put new springs and all new hardware underneath, so that is pretty good. The brakes, however, are shot. It needs some wire wheeling, some sandblasting, whatever. Hey, I'm trying to film here, you dogs. Quick pan. This is a 1993-ish Big Tex. Also has the car ramps. This is what I hauled my truck on for the longest time. Let's get this crap out of the back of the house. I've got to unload that stuff. But let's get to that point. Let's get this thing out of the backyard and into the garage. All right, so the trailer's in the garage. I've already got it up on the jack so we can get to work on this side. Well, maybe not. Maybe it needs to go up a little more. This one's up, but we're not working on that one just yet. So up close and personal with this thing, you can see that it definitely is in need of a refresh. We're going to take some steel wool, wire brush. I may lower this rail to make it a little more usable for a car hauler and make this fender removable, but all in due time, I think. First things first, we're going to put the brakes and wiring on this. So wiring number one, I let somebody borrow my trailer. This is how I got it back. If you look underneath this, let's cut it open. Oh yeah, see that? Yeah, somebody took it. I let somebody borrow it and got it back with all the wires messed up, and I had to fix it and splice it. So got to fix that. And then if you look down here, like it's just all old. It's good, but I mean this is fairly new. I did run new lights, but the main thing is the 7-round that goes here. And since we're putting brakes on it, I figure let's do that. So what I have here is, oh, I forgot my knife. Okay, so this is the Bougie RV. They probably park at the Applebee's parking lot. That was dumb, never mind. So what this is though, is a new 7-round. All right, whoop. So that's why I wanted it. You've got all your connections, you mount it right up there to the frame, and this part is separate. Voila, mounting things. What are those? Looks like spare grommets for this. Oh, they're pass-throughs for these. Fancy. Gonna go for the wiring from Bougie RV off of that Amazon Jungle website. So this is the new brakes. They're just the 10-inch by 2 whatever. The the 3,500 pound axle brakes, and they are just the E-Trailer brand. Obviously, you're seeing me cut the tape open. Bam! Those are not bad looking. So new shoes, new everything. So the reason why I even did this is this set was $70 to get the magnet itself. I was $50, and these brakes are original to the trailer, so I figured, you know what the hell, let's throw an extra $20 at it and get brand new everything. So these should fit the axles. They're really kind of one size fits all. You do have to make sure that you are putting the right side on the right side. Oh, and look at that. Right hand. So, bam. All right, that's enough yakking. Let's get the wheel off and get the drum off and get these things put back together. So, these are pretty simple, really. I did order new dust covers because the last person who put this together might have not put the cotter pin in correctly, or it's too long, and it wasted that rubber seal. So need some new seals at the very least. Let's get the wheel off. Oh, that lug nut's gone. And one of these sides, I can't remember, I already had to go in here and pull that brake, the magnet out because it was ruined. It was ruined and making all kinds of noise. So I'm pretty sure though that was the other side. So. Bam. That's out. I forgot that I did put new bearings in here. That was 4 years ago, and those bearings probably have, I don't know, 5,000 miles on them now. So I did repack them the other day because I needed to use this for something, and everything was just wobbling all over the place. See, that's actually tight already. And these you gotta be careful of, because if they get a little, actually you can see the rust in there. Hopefully that focuses. But that was full of rust because water got in there. There was rust all over the end of the axle, rust on the nut. I like to set my stuff on a paper towel. It keeps everything in a place where I know where they are and I can see them easily on the paper towel. And it also keeps the grease off of my cement. Come on. There we go. And one thing, when you're in here looking at this stuff, before I replaced these springs, the main reason I replaced them is because of all of this hardware here. Like the back here was wobbly, in here was wobbly, like not tight at all. And these all do have like rubber and metal bushings and stuff in them. So this thing goes down the road actually pretty good and pretty quiet. Main thing that I am upgrading are the brakes, because you know they're 30 years old at this point. And this is the old magnet, so this is not the one I cut out. You can see the wiring back there though. I chopped it when I needed to use it the other day. Enough yakking. Let's get this old brake thing off. There's just 4 bolts that hold it on, and I should be able to zip those off from the back. So let's do it. Actually, while I got you here, I did not put new drums in it, or I'm not going to, I don't think. We'll see how it stops. I may just get my sandpaper and sand this out because it's pretty smooth and there's not really a lip on it. So we'll see. And this is a weird bolt pattern actually. Normally these trailers are 5 on 4.5 and this one's a 5 on 5, which I still think you can get, but they're not rarely available. To bring the heat here. I don't know if this is gonna take it off or not. Oh yeah. No big deal. Access, however, seems to be at a premium. I'm gonna have to get the extension. Okay. Watch that be the only one that you can get with a... Ow, smashed my finger. Got that one. Oh yeah. These other two, They're not coming off. Oh, look at that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Would have made fishing that other wire through way more easy. Damn it. Oh well, live and learn. Oh yeah, those ones are gonna suck. Okay, so that'll do it. But now we gotta get some torque on this bad boy. The old double up wrench trick. That never hurt anybody. You know, and had somebody been planning ahead, which, why would you do that? Could have thrown some penetrating oil or something. But that would make things too easy also. All right, that was the down one, which is always easier than going up. And I am sweating. All right, so while I was at it, I figured I'd do some rebuild in a can. Oh yeah. It's as good as the day she left the showroom floor. Oh, don't forget to rebuild that inner tread on your tire. Got it. Oh man, I got carried away doing that other stuff. All right, I probably ought to rebuild the part that I just cleaned off, the part I meant to rebuild. And make sure you get your paint all over your jack and all over your floor and all over the bearings that you just pulled out. So, all right. Now it's probably a good idea to let it dry before we put this stuff on. Yeah, let's just throw it on. Oh yeah, look at that. Now I just wish I had bolts that weren't rusty as nice bolts. Are, but you know what? This ain't a brand new trailer. We'll see how they, oh, that squeaking lets you know that they're going on nice. You know, it's Loctite. You're gonna have to worry about that. And the main reason that I'm doing this is I don't have the other one. I don't have new bolts. But let's be honest, you're not watching for my bolts, are you? All right, so it looks like my GoPro just stopped recording. It just felt like it didn't want to work anymore, which I understand. It's Monday, but still. It's like GoPro said, I don't know what they said. So if you haven't packed a bearing before, you're lucky, because it's dirty. But all I'm doing, I had a little pile of grease and you're just kind of scraping it into that little groove right there to shove it into all those rollers. Okay, so that's in. I still need to do final adjustment on the brakes, which I go through the back. So we're gonna get this tightened up here though real quickly. Just a quick snug-a-dugga. So tighten it up, spin it, and then, I don't know, fill it out. If it feels good, just go with it. And you're coming down with me on this trip. All right, so back here, hopefully you can see that. No, you can't. Trust me when I tell you that there is a little access port right here that I'm going to jam this screwdriver in, tighten this up, and it'll adjust the brakes where they need to be. Oh, and on a side note, see this? This whole freaking piece of wire just got cut off, so that's super awesome. All right, so it took me a sec to figure out how he's gonna mount that big old box and make it look good. So I think well, here's what I'm doing. Made a bracket, drilled a couple holes, or a piece of plate anyway. I wouldn't call it a bracket, but I'm just gonna set it right there, tack it in, a couple of 1/4-20s, and away you go. Probably isn't gonna be pretty because there's not very good grounds and I didn't really grind them off very good, but let's see what happens. And did I mention it's hot right here? Oh yeah, no ground whatsoever. Oh look, grease all over the helmet. That's the best. Well, where the hell is all this grease coming from? Look at that, covered in grease. What the? Ow! I don't think that's bare metal. Can't tell. Did I mention it wasn't my day? Oh, guess what else? Not on weld. It was on grind. So back for another day on the trailer. Got the box all mounted up. Pretty solid. I guess I know it's waterproof because it rained real hard on it last night and water didn't get in, so that's waterproof, right? So it comes with a bunch of these little grommets for running the wires through. I'm actually going to use the one that's blank, and I just cut a little slit in it. And I did that because, well, that wire's flat. It's not round. We'll just run this up over the top. See, it's got these cool little clampy deals, so it'll hold the wire in place. And down on each of these are labeled and actually color coded for the colors that they should be, I believe. So I'm gonna start popping them apart, and we'll do the connections. The white wire is not used, that's an extra. So we'll make the rest of the connections that are necessary in there, and actually let's do the snappy thing. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright, so it actually snapped pretty good. It's not rainy anymore, which I don't know if you noticed before, but also the lights are all wired up, and so are the brakes, so that worked out pretty good. So I did it, snap. So after I snapped, I got to looking, and it actually threw the wire in all the way back to here. So that was lucky. I'm getting better at that. The one problem that the snap did not fix, this stuff was just run over the top of the axle tube before, because the inside stuff had broken down and got all, you know, it just didn't work anymore. So I am gonna try and fish this wire right here through that axle tube. So there's a little access port right here, which you can't see, and I'm gonna use some wire. I'm actually gonna take the other side off so it's more of a straight shot, and try and fish the wire through, and then tape it to the wire, and or the you know what I'm saying, tape it to the wire, pull all of the wire bundle back through. That's the plan. Anyhow, we'll see how that goes. So you guys saw me take this side off. I'm just gonna hurry and rip that other side off. I say hurry, you know, they were pretty rusted yesterday, so wish me luck. Here we go. I'd show you why. Oh, that light's worthless. Engage. There we go. That's a little better. So the whole reason why I started replacing this in the first place is this is where the magnet rides, and you can just see that it is worn right off. That's supposed to be square and flat. It's not, and the clip was gone, and it was making all kinds of screechy noises around the corner. And that's when I started pricing stuff out, and it was expensive, at least for what you got. It was expensive for what you got. So here we go. We're gonna rip this thing off, and then we're gonna try and fish that wire through. Other news, every single nut broke off except for the one that fell off a long time ago. I mean, it was like quarter turn and they were gone. So I am gonna have to source new bolts for that other one, and then it looks like at some point somebody took a torch to this. That's super cool. And there was a big old pile of slag still on the back of it. So we're gonna wire brush this thing and then rebuild on it a little bit, and I got to figure out the nuts. So always the problem with the nuts. Why? Or it's always a problem with my nuts. or there's always an insert pun here. Boop. Okay, anyway, that's enough of that. Let's find some, I gotta go find some nuts. All right, guys, situational, performanceal update. You know, I'm gonna tell you what's been going on anyway. Let's shed some light on the subject. So when I was at the hardware store getting my nets, before I left, I was just looking at trailer wiring, and this is actually irrigation wire. So you can get a 25-foot roll of this stuff for, it was $22, I think, but it's 14, like a true 14 gauge, not China 14 gauge. So I bought that and actually ran that through all the way to the front already, and now I'm getting ready to hook it up. Now when you hook up your trailer brakes, so green is going to be the brake circuit and the black is going to be ground. So, and that's on both sides, so you kind of just run them together, like parallel, everything, all the wires hooked together so that they work at the same time, if that makes sense. I think that's in parallel. Parallel, I think, means they work at the same time. So anyway, I'm going to join this one and actually this end together so that this end runs, and this end will actually run across the axle. I don't have to run it through the middle because right here it says water resistant. I don't know if you can see that. So those are going to be split and work together, and then they'll be doubled up inside the connector. Let's do it. Titanium. That's how you know it's good. So the white wire I am not using, but the black and the green I am using. Actually, I might have overdone the wire. Maybe this is 12 gauge. So, I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. That being said, it'll probably melt down as soon as I plug it in, but you know, we'll go to that point and see what happens. All right, so this is where it gets a little tricky, and I'm sure there's other ways of doing this, but you know, this is the way I'm doing it. Oh yeah, that'll work. This wire is getting, oh man, look at that, freaking drew blood. Now I gotta find where my other connector went. I kicked it somewhere. Oh, there it is. So this side got the old rattle and roll rebuild. That's the wire wheel and rattle can rebuild. 5 minutes, does the job very nicely. So this side I also made sure that I didn't pinch a wire off. And let's see, so I found the bolts at the hardware store and threw a couple of lock washers on there, just the split washers. These ones don't have the rust on them to hold it down. So I'm just snugging these up. We'll throw everything back together and see how the wiring turned out. Okay, wired up, zip tied in place. She's not going anywhere, unless she does. Everything's ready to go. This thing's all tightened up. Everything is on the right way, so nothing left but to put it all back together and go test it out. Oh, I do need to do my quick rebuilding on this, looks like, as well. Alright, I'm just gonna spooge some grease in there. The bearing, I did just grease this one really heavy the other day, so. Alright, spooged bearing, and the bearing washer. That's going on crooked. Props to the guy in the back who saw that, or in the front. I can't, you know, it's hard to tell where people are sitting. Here's the tool. Should have kept the glove, actually. Gotta put a greasy cotter pin on. Alright, now I gotta find where my cotter pin hole is, because I don't know. Not there. Where is it there? Oh, found it. Okay, we're gonna, you don't want to go too tight. So get that into a good place. Don't know where my screwdriver went, so we'll just see if we can get it down in there with this guy. Dum, dum, dum. In. Yeah, that cotter pin's probably gonna be too long. I'm gonna rub that other seal. when I get it. So those are coming. Ow! Those are coming tomorrow. I was about to say, hey, look, that little like butt crack right there is a good. Okay, so okay, I don't have the seal today. That's coming tomorrow, but I can still go test it and see if it works. Oh, almost forgot. Rebuild time. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but paint can be used as a lube. That's a lie. That's not true at all. Rebuilt. Craigslist rebuild anyway. Put the tools away and go test this bad boy and see if the wiring and all of that, the brake controller and this old burb still works. So let's do it. This is always surprising to me how many tools you need for such a simple job. You know, what you would call a simple job. Anyway, I'm gonna pop this thing off the jack stands. Yes, I had it on jack stands. And we're gonna go for a little test trip. But you never thought you'd be watching, oh, well, that's loud, test trip on a trailer. But that's exactly what you're gonna get here today. And if you're watching this late at night and you couldn't hear me and you turned it up, now the rest of your family's awake. You're welcome. Okay. I added another ground underneath to the chassis of this thing, so it will connect to the ground in the Suburban or on the tow vehicle anyway. So extra ground should help with your trailer sat for a long time and you've got a lot of rust to grind out of the ball area. All right, that being said, let's hook it up, test out the light, and that is plenty long enough. Make sure. Okay, so that's left, and I could just turn on the flashers, but I want to make sure they're hooked up correctly. Oh yes, oh yes. Time lapse to the front. Okay, right. Time lapse to the back. Oh yeah, there it is. So the ground thing definitely helped. Time lapse to the front. And if those are working, the stoplights are working, but let's check the lights. Regular old lights. Oh, should have time lapse. Whoop. That was too late. All right, you can see, man, I'm tripping all over stuff. That one's on, and that one is on. So, as far as lighting goes, we nailed it. Brakes, I'm not sure. So join me, won't you? All right, guys, we're gonna test this out. I got a microphone that's set up on there. See if we can hear some electricities anyway. I do think that I need to tighten them up a little bit, but I don't know. Let's see. So you probably couldn't hear that over my wicked exhaust in that thing. It does seem like it works pretty good. The rotors, or the drums again, I did not really prep those at all. So the fact that it's working at all is good. Means the wiring's good. You know, I'll call that a win. We'll see if if the shoes break in a little better. I am going to try tightening the drum. There may only be a certain amount of travel that it's allowed to move in there, so we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate all of the return subscribers, everybody tuning in to check out, you know, what I do here. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can keep growing and bring you more cool stuff. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see ya.